It always comes as a shock when you find out that celebrities who look nothing like each other are actually related. There is a shortage of examples, either like Rashida Jones is Quincy Jones' daughter, and Al Roker and Lenny Kravitz are first cousins. It is what it is. So just like any other industry, the rap and hip-hop community has had its fair share of relatives in the business. Artists that have no physical resemblance and even have completely different styles can come from the same household. Some of the entries we have today might truly surprise you. So sit back, relax, and grab some popcorn as we take you on the journey today that will probably blow your mind. And before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get notified every time we make a new upload. Number 14. Migos. This is a real-life affair. The rap trio Migos hails from Lawrenceville, Georgia, and are individually known by their stage names, Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff. Since their breakout hit, Bad and Bougie, topped the charts in 2016, the group has gone from strength to strength. But how are they related? Quavo is Takeoff's uncle, while Offset is Quavo's cousin. All three of the rappers were raised together, with Quavo starting the group in 2009. Understandably, they're close as you could get after growing up in a tough Atlanta neighborhood, although Quavo maintains they made it hard for themselves. Number 13. Lil Romeo and Master P. Romeo Miller exploded onto the scene when he was 11 years old with the single My Baby. The track had major chart success, and why wouldn't it? The kid was freaking adorable. It was his father, legendary artist Master P, that saw the potential in his son and signed him to his own record label when he was just 5 years old after Romeo penned a rap for his dad. Music is definitely in this guy's blood, as Romeo has a dad, 2 uncles, a cousin, a sister, and a mother-in-law in the industry. Number 12. E40 and Droopy. The legendary tongue-twisting slam-pioneering rapper E40 has a son named Droopy. Droop, best known for his song I'm Loaded, reps the Bay Area as hard as 40 himself, and has potential to have insane amounts of influence on the rap game, following directly in his father's footsteps. Number 11. Chance the Rapper and Taylor Bennett. 24-year-old rap sensation Chance the Rapper is quickly becoming one of the best-known artists in the industry. In 2016, his third mixtape Coloring Book earned him 3 Grammys. That's no easy feat. However, Chance might want to watch his back as his little brother is none other than Taylor Bennett, an up-and-coming rap star in his own right. The pair were raised by their parents, Ken and Lisa, in Chicago, often rapping against each other to work on their skills. Together, they work on putting an end to violent crime in their home city. Number 10. Russell Simmons and Reverend Run. These two godfathers of rap are brothers. Russell doesn't actually rap, but he built the ultra-successful Def Jam empire with Rick Rubin. Run, whose given name is Joseph Simmons, was part of seminal hip-hop group Run DMC, but maybe just as famous for his reality TV show, Run's House, which detailed his life as a pastor. The two clearly had a genetic predisposition to being successful, as they have both excelled in a variety of ways through their lives. Number 9. Redman and Method Man. Most people come to know Method Man after the aforementioned Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. The prominent member of Wu-Tang became a viable commodity as the group toured and recorded less. Method Man used his stardom to launch a record with his cousin Redman. Unlike Wu-Tang's gritty lyrics, the two jokesters rapped about much lighter fare on their hit record Blackout. Number 8. RZA, GZA, and Old Dirty Bastard. Hardcore Wu-Tang fans already know this, but these 3 talented stars were first cousins. ODB tragically died at the young age of 35. They spent their formative years dueling it out with hip-hop battles. From their humble Staten Island roots, these 3 made up a full third of the legendary Wu-Tang Clan. Their debut album, Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, is still considered one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. Number 7. Snoop Dogg and Daz Dillinger. Daz Dillinger and Snoop Dogg are cousins. They worked together a lot when Daz was working for Death Row Records as a rapper and producer. The most active rapper of Snoop Dogg's old rap crew, the Dogg Pound. Daz and Snoop Dogg grew up in Long Beach, California, and have been in the rap game for decades. Number 6. Master P, Silk the Shocker, and C Murder. The No Limits record frontman, Master P, Silk the Shocker, and the #1 No Limits soldier of all time, C Murder, are brothers. Originally hailing from public housing in New Orleans, these two took the hip-hop world by storm in the late 90s and early 2000s. They even came out with an album called Brothers. Number 5. Snoop Dogg and Ray J and Brandy. Apparently, Snoop has a big old family. He's also cousins with the 90s R&B brother and sister stars, RJ and Brandy. Having Snoop as a cousin would be fun, that's undeniable. Hopefully he helped his little cousins grasp the game, because entertaining apparently runs in the family. Number 4. Juicy J and Project Pat. Memphis rapper Juicy J is a founding member of the southern hip-hop group 3 6 Mafia, created in the early 90s. In 2006, the group had major success with their track It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp, which they wrote for the movie Hustle and Flow. The track garnered them the Academy Award for Best Original Song. They're also well known for helping launch the careers of several artists, including Lil Wayne and Project Pat, Juicy's older brother. Pat first started appearing on his brother's recordings in the early 90s, which helped him gain enough recognition to launch a solo career. He cites him as a major influence. Number 3. Pete Rock and Heavy D. American record producer and rapper Pete Rock never achieved much in the way of solo success, but he did gain a lot of respect within the industry for his time as one half of the group Pete Rock and CL Smooth. Rock comes from a pretty talented family, with his cousin being the late Heavy D. Heavy was extremely popular in the 90s in the hip-hop group Heavy D and the Boys. The pair grew up together from the age of 6 and were consistently in contact up until Heavy D's sudden death in 2011. Number 2. Ice Cube and Del the Funky Homo Sapien. Ice Cube has mellowed out now that he stars in comedies and kids' movies. But back in the day, he was one of the first to rap about being a gangster. Del, not so much. While he did write lyrics for Cube's band, The Lynch Mob, Del delves less into the gangsta lifestyle and more into the surreal. Given the difference in styles between the two, it's surprising that the two are first cousins. And while Del took a few more years before he had real success with the Gorillaz, the two were about the same age and spent some time together as children. Number 1. Dr. Dre and Warren G. We knew these two must know each other since they each had success with Nate Dogg. Warren G teamed up with the late rapper for the hit song Regulators, which still gets regular airplay 20 years later. Dr. Dre featured Nate Dogg doling out unforgettable advice at the end of 2001's The Next Episode. It turns out that Dr. Dre and Warren G have much more in common than collaborating with Nate Dogg. The two rappers are actually stepbrothers. Dre even requested Warren to provide some beats and samples for Dre's solo debut.